Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I am looking at a 2015 Ford Escape, and from first glance, it looks pretty good. I mean, I have it up in the air, but it looks pretty good. You know, when you get closer to the brakes and the rotors and stuff, like they look, they look okay. But I started seeing some like rust, and I'm like, all right, let's put it up in the air and take a closer look. And as you can tell, it's got some pretty bad rust on the front and the back. I mean, you can see that the air deflector, obviously that just broke right off in front of you on camera, but just to kind of give you an idea. So, and see how the frame, the bracket that the brakes are holding on to, this whole like knuckle here, I mean, it's getting flaky rust on it, which is bad. But then you start looking at the control arms, they're pretty rusted, pretty good. The strut, let me get some good light up there if I can. Okay, so that strut, that's rusted. That all needs to be replaced. And then as you're going under the vehicle, same thing. It has just got a large amount of rust. And they brought it to me because this rear hub was throwing up a speed sensor error. And we can tell why by looking at it, because this is all rusted apart. And let's get in on the side. See this, like this big flaky rust that it has. Let me let the camera focus a little bit better back there. Okay, there we go. But see that big flaky rust? So this is all like basically disintegrating right before our eyes. And then that bracket bolt right there in the center frame. See where it's onto the main body. So that is big flaky rust. Let me get my hand in there without refocusing the camera, but right there, see how flaky that is? So if I disconnect that center bolt, loosen that up, that is just going to let a lot more rust flake out, break apart. So we're at a point where we almost have to, and then see how this is all. So that is your lower control arm. That's all basically falling apart. And then if we go up, you can tell that rear shock is completely rusted apart. I mean, watch how this will just basically flake off on you. So that needs to be replaced. But that bracket, look how that connection point, I mean, look at all the dirt, number one, and then the rust that is beneath that. And then you have the bracket that holds your sensor back there. Kind of hard to see from this angle, but it's way back there. And that is all rusted. There's like nothing left of it. It's just one big piece of rust. So, I mean, look at just the flaky rust on that. Let me come to this side, the other rear side. This sensor was actually showing good still. But, I mean, again, look at how it's all flaked up in there. Again, you can probably get a better angle from there. There's, like, not much holding this apart, and you can tell that all this is, I mean, you can hear it. There's nothing in there. It's like completely, I don't mean to laugh, but it's, like, basically completely hollow. And you can see how this is all rusted apart. So you need all these major components replaced, and then you're still left with a vehicle that has a large amount. The exhaust system is all rusted out, falling apart. I don't mean, yeah, see, I'm barely even touching this. Stuff's just falling off of it. So if a car looks good on the outside, but you live in an area where you get a lot of snow and they put a lot of salt to keep the roads nice and ice-free, and then you can even see in the frame where it's sitting on the lift. That's basically, I mean, there's not much. Honestly, I shouldn't even be standing under here, but. So again, you can see, I mean, it's flaking apart at all the different, see, and that's all, and you can, I mean, that's all just rusted away. 9 years old. 10 years old, 9 years old. But Anyway, these are things to kind of look for when you're purchasing a used vehicle. One, you got to get underneath and just take a look at all the components and what kind of rust, if anything's been replaced. So I mean, you can see up here where that lower control arm goes into place. So that's all rusted. So these are all pieces I can replace, but the frame is so badly rusted, once I start getting in there, I'm going to either have stripped places where the bolts go, or I'm going to run into, when I start torquing stuff down to the correct amount, I'm going to be stressing out the metal. So like this whole control arm needs to be replaced, this lower control arm. And then you have, so this is a good example. So this is your sway bar, and sway bar is what keeps the vehicle from doing a lot of that side-to-side motion. So this is rusted and crumbled apart. I mean, I can feel how soft that is. So then that whole sway bar needs to be replaced as well. So just, again, just to kind of give you a really good idea. And I mean, just look at how you just push on some of this and it just disintegrates in your hand. So again, outside, looking from the top, car looks like it's in great shape. But then when you start looking deeper at stuff, you can see all the rusted components. And yeah, it would make this vehicle completely unsafe to drive. And then once you did the repairs, it's just going to be Band-Aid after. See, look, right, there's nothing left of this bracket. It's basically just, and that's how all this rust is on this vehicle, just falling apart. And that's for your rear bumper cover. But then look, so if you were to have somebody hit you from behind, this is your bumper right here, and I mean, just look how you can hear it. There's no metal there. Like you can push right, you can push right through that rear bumper. You know, and that's your line of defense. That's going to keep you safe from a rear end collision. I mean, there is your fuel tank is right there. And I don't even want to, like, you can kind of, I don't know if you can hear that, but you get like all the crunch from the fuel tank brackets. And yet again, this is part of your main frame here, and you got a rust hole there, and you can kind of, it's hard to see, but that is all, there's nothing left. Anyway, again, the vehicle looks great from the outside. And I keep repeating myself, but then undercarriage, absolutely rusted to no end. So, yeah, just something else to look for. I know it's kind of hard when you're looking at used vehicles to get a lift or something else. But if you have a pair of car ramps, drive it up on a pair of car ramps and take a quick peek underneath. You'll be surprised at what you see underneath there. Anyway, sorry for the long video. Sorry for the repetition, but I just want to point out some things for you. So if you're just like, if you're looking for paint and how it looks, and then, oh, the tires have some meat left on them, brake rotors look okay, it could be very misleading. Anyway, Brian from Garageable Hall, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.